One team has already secured its spot in the semifinals. Who will join them? North Carolina and Iowa getting set to battle in our second quarterfinal of the day here at the Little League Softball World Series. It was the kids from Oregon defeating Pennsylvania 2-0 in our first game. Oregon's already got that spot in the first semifinal. Tomorrow, they'll get one of these two teams tomorrow night. Welcome back to Alpenrose. Courtney Lyle alongside two-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith and two-time All-American Amanda Scarborough. We've already seen some great softball, and you can tell these kids love the sport so much.
Oh, this is grassroots softball, and when you get communities here and everybody involved, it's the end of the summer. Everyone knows it's Little League championship time, and the World Series is what it's all about.
Well, and they love playing with their team. Where all their friends are, their families have traveled here to support them. They truly are playing for their communities. It's such a fun experience.
We started last week with 10 teams. We narrowed it down to 8 teams for this portion, the elimination portion of the bracket. You're going to see kids ages 10 to 12 years old when they started the season. We are going to play 6 innings. Now, the base paths are the same, just like in college, 60 feet, but the pitching distance a little bit shorter, only a 40-foot pitching distance. The good thing is we're going to see everybody play because they do have minimum mandatory play, so everybody gets a chance at helping their team make it to the semifinals. And you might see some players playing in this tournament that we'll see on the college stage in a few years, because look at all the names that started playing at a young age at Little League or other community softball, travel ball. This is where the dream starts at a tournament like the Little League Softball World Series. North Carolina and Iowa, one spot in the semifinals up for grabs. Softball World Series here in Portland, Oregon. Iowa and North Carolina will face off next, and one of these players is just really glad to be here after a very scary incident off the field. Chris Budden.
Yeah, Courtney, Riley Haggis had to miss some time when she was in a car accident with her mom and 2 sisters. It was so severe that she had to have 7 staples in the back of her head. So she missed all of districts. She did start playing right before regionals. She is a key piece to this North Carolina team. You know, coaches said that she's kind of shaking off the rust a little bit, but starting to now find her groove again, Courtney.
Yeah, Chris, she's hitting 300 for the World Series. We're going to see her bat fourth and play first base for North Carolina, and they will be up to bat first as the visiting team.
Yeah, this North Carolina offense, believe it or not, every single player in their starting lineup has contributed, and everybody has at least one RBI. This is a team that's hitting 333 for the tournament.
North Carolina, one of 2 undefeated teams so far in the Little League Softball World Series. They're going to take on this Iowa team who comes in at 2-2, and it will be Ava Husak in the circle for Iowa.
Oh, Husak has 10 strikeouts in this Little League World Series. She throws a fastball, a curveball, a changeup, and a drop. She likes to locate her pitches, and it's really going to be about putting the ball in the corners, letting her defense work behind her. And she has a 1-0 record here at Alpenrose in the Little League World Series.
Husak, 12 years old, in the circle facing Lauren Vanderpool to start off. Winner of this game moves on to the semifinals, and they get to face Oregon District 4, who already got a win this morning against Pennsylvania.
Nice pitch on the inside corner, and that's what's going to be important for Husak today. Really working on the hands, trying to jam up this team that can be explosive at times. Southeast has put a lot of runs up on the board.
Yeah, you said it. I think being able to work both sides of the plate is going to be so important for her.
Vanderpool stays fair. Looking for 2 as it's rolling to the corner, maybe 3. She keeps going home. Looking for the inside the park home run, and she's got it. That's the way to start it off.
And she's the fastest runner on this North Carolina team, and this one just had eyes down the right field line, fell in there and got past Baker out in right field, and Vanderpool puts her head down and runs. The third base coach, Coach Yang, held her up, and she just went right through it. She knew she wanted to score.
I like the aggression, starting off things strong for North Carolina. It's Rowan Little League. They've been here before, won it all in 2015. And now Campbell Shane will step in. That's got to make you feel good if you're the number 2 hitter.
Yeah, there's not many times you come up as the number 2 hitter and there's a run-up on the board already.
North Carolina had to go to Warner Robins, Georgia for their regional. They went 4-0, went undefeated there. Able to take down West Virginia 9-1 in the final. Count runs full to Shane.
A lot of these pitchers in this tournament, too, are the best hitters on the team. Campbell Shane comes to mind, and then also Bridget Bowling, Elizabeth Schuler, who we saw in the game before. Been super productive this week on both sides of the ball.
Shane on with a walk. Steve Yang is the manager of this North Carolina Little League team from Rowan Little League. They remember last year in regionals when they lost to the Tennessee team that came here out of Gray, Tennessee. These girls remembered that moment. They had 5 players return from that team. They wanted to get here to Portland. Avril Harrell now with no outs and a runner on and a run on the board. Rolls it back to Husak. She's going to second, looking for 2. They'll get the lead runner.
Good job by Ava Husak, the pitcher. She knows that after she releases that ball, she's a defender. Immediately, no hesitation, turns around, is going to get the ball to Osborne, her shortstop. A little bit late on the double play, but gets that lead runner. So important, first out of the game.
Joe Husak has come out to talk to the umpire out at second. There's an umpire at every position. They're all volunteers for this tournament. So now Riley Haggis is coming up. She's the young lady that Chris told you about, who was in a car accident, came back for regionals, but had those 7 staples put in the back of her head. Didn't really have any practice time before that regional.
Yeah, she was out for those 10 days and starting to play a little bit better here, especially offensively. Coach Yang talked about, especially you take those 10 days off and then you start to get back into the groove of things. Takes a little bit of time. But Haig is starting to swing it well in this tournament.
Now she had a multi-hit game against Italy during pool play. Each of these teams played 4 games of pool play. Started last Wednesday. And Haggis is going to battle in the box.
Love the way she's protecting with 2 strikes. Anything close, just get rid of it until you get the pitch you want. Jump all over it.
I like how when she's standing in the box, her hands just keep moving just to stay loose. She's not stiff. She has a little bit of what I used to call, whenever I was hitting, small rhythm. That would be big rhythm, what she's doing right now, and then she gets into her stance, waggles her bat a little bit, small rhythm. Just to keep her hands loose, her upper body loose. A little bit of timing there, too.
Full count for Haggis. 7-pitch at bat results in the walk. 2 walks in this inning for Ava Husak. North Carolina started off the game with an inside-the-park home run from Lauren Vanderpool.
This North Carolina team is very disciplined at the plate, have the ability to work deep into counts, hit from behind in counts. That home run was off a 1-2 pitch. And a couple of walks. So continuing to stay and keep the pressure on this Iowa team.
Here's Kinley Dextrays. They're seeing a lot of pitches. Ava Husak has already thrown 21 pitches.
And this Iowa team has used several pitchers as well as North Carolina because they've gotten a chance to rest Campbell Shane, but Ava Kudelka, Avery Phillips, and Caitlin Cleaver have all gotten innings in the World Series.
It's not uncommon for you to see a team ride one pitcher all the way through.
At this age division a couple of years ago, you weren't able to do that because the pitching rules were a little bit stricter in Little League softball. Now they allow pitchers to be able to throw back-to-back days as long as they stay under 7 innings.
Now, the max you can throw in a day is 12 innings.
Yep.
You would have to rest the next day if you were to do that.
And so Little League has aligned their rules a little bit more so than what we see in other divisions. And again, it's just to help to promote the game, keep it growing at the community-based level. We like to call this community-based softball versus travel ball, where sometimes some of those teams will have members of their team from different states.
Yeah.
These are all about the same community, and that's what makes Little League baseball and softball so great. You're playing with your neighbors or your classmates from a couple of school districts.
Full count to Dextrays with a runner on first and second. Gets jammed, and Abby Tuttle has to dive for it.
Abby Tuttle is one of the best catchers in this tournament. She has the ability to hit, to throw. She's got a strong arm, and look at the way she pops out from behind the dish. Immediately is going to go out and get this. That is a tough play because that ball is kind of hitting no man's land or no girl's land out in front of home plate, and she just goes right out there and grabs it. Great effort, Abby.
Ashley Yang steps in, her dad, the manager Steve Yang.
Well, and it seemed like that was a must-have out, too. Dextrace was battling. Just have that one out. You're just wanting to slow down the momentum of the other team. So they're going to get that second out. This Husak already throwing 30 pitches in this inning. He's laboring, falling behind in counts. And North Carolina taking a lot of close pitches. There she is again, Michelle Abby Tuttle back behind the plate. Keeping that one in front, not allowing that runner to advance another 60 feet.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Ashley Yang, a .750 hitter this week. That one will bounce away from Tuttle. Both runners advance, 2 in scoring position now on the wild pitch. Yang goes back at Husak. Already have have a run on the board thanks to an inside the park home run from Lauren Vanderpool.
Vanderpool getting this ball down the line, shoots it past the right fielder, and she is off to the races. Vanderpool on the board, North Carolina by a run.
Already has a one-run lead as we get set for the bottom of the first inning. Winner of this game moving on to the semifinals. An inside the park home run got it done for North Carolina. And now it's Iowa's turn to come to the plate, starting with Madeline Simmons.
Well, and they have Abby Tuttle in that 3 spot, a .444 hitter. So not only she's strong behind the dish, she's also a great hitter, 5 RBIs. Lauren Osborne as well, 5 RBIs for this team.
They will be facing Campbell Shane in the circle. Already has 21 strikeouts coming into this game.
Yeah, another lefty that we're seeing here in Portland. But you guys, she's not giving up any earned runs. Has pitched 15 innings, only given up 1 total run, and just 1 walk. Really good command and spin that Campbell Shane has in the circle.
I love that her favorite athlete is Zion Williamson. All right.
And I'm just going to add that lefties rock.
Oh.
We saw that in the first game.
Here we go
again.
They're all over Portland. And you guys, too, Campbell Shane threw a no-hitter earlier on in this tournament against Louisiana. So she's got some good stuff. Been a really good leader for this North Carolina team.
Yeah, she was 1 strike away from a perfect game. There was an error in the field. But it was a really good performance from her. Iowa's just got to settle down now. They're only down by a run. They can make that up here.
Yeah, we were talking in the break. Actually, it was a long inning, and the fact that there was only 1 run put up on the board is a small victory for Iowa. Now a chance for them to pick up the bats and go to work.
Here comes Maddie Simmons up, a .231 hitter. She is a 3-time Iowa State champion. We've got a lot of those on this Iowa roster. Iowa made the Little League World Series back in 2015 when Rowan Little League won it all, the team they're playing.
And Simmons has a little bit of pop in her bat, too. She had a walk-off home run in the regional semifinal game. Not inside the park home run, out of the park home run. So not only does she have a little bit of speed up at the plate, she's got some pop, too.
She was 8 for 17 in their regional.
Wow.
The double, that home run, 5 RBI.
Campbell Shane hitting 61 miles an hour, the hardest thrower that we've seen today.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat.
Good battle early in the game.
Yeah.
Both of these clubs working the pitchers.
Rolls it to third. Seckler makes the toss.
This North Carolina defense, you guys, I think is the real deal. This entire tournament in 4 games only committed 2 errors. No errors by any of their infielders. Except for their catchers. Just made 1.
Joe Husak is the manager of the Polk City, Iowa team. They had to go to Fishers, Indiana for their regional and were able to defeat Nebraska 6-0 to book a ticket to Portland. This is Ava Husak, the pitcher, and Joe Husak's daughter, the manager.
Shane's got a little bit of that natural lefty curve. Kind of runs into lefties, will also run it away from lefties. But she's thrown that changeup already quite a bit early in this game. That's how she recorded the first out. So she'll mix her speeds.
And remember the lefty, Andy Jo Howard, won it last year.
Yeah.
With Wheelersburg, Ohio.
Yeah, they used her all the way through this tournament. But it was a lot of fun to watch her pitch. Now, she was the one, if I remember, that her dad just told her she was going to throw left-handed at an early age, right? Just put the ball in her left hand. Yeah. First strikeout of the day for Campbell Shane.
She's using that outside corner, lefty-on-lefty matchup. Spins that curveball across her body and across the plate. And her catcher, Emma Ray Klein, helps her out with framing that pitch for the umpire to get a good look at it and a called strike.
Here's the catcher, Michelle, you were talking about, Abby Tuttle. She's had a hit in the last 3 games.
Well, there you go, because she has a Snickers bar before every game. Gives her a little extra energy.
Hitting .444 to lead Iowa this week. Tied for the team lead with 5 RBI and 4 hits.
Yeah, not only will she throw that curveball, she'll also work a screwball too. So she can move a pitch in towards a right-handed hitter, but then also break one that moves away from them.
Tuttle hits one to Vanderpool. The team from North Carolina still leading this one, 1-0. Top of the second we go. North Carolina on top of Iowa, 1-0 in our quarterfinals game. Winner moving on to the semifinals. We've already seen some great action in our first game, continuing here in the second. You got to make sure you get that water. The sun's out here, middle of the day here in Portland, Oregon.
And we got to make sure that we get the signs on too, because I saw a sign last half inning that said if I got on TV, I got to get a real dog and not just a stuffed one.
We need to contribute to that cause.
We did it. No, we did it. Yeah.
It did make air, so there you go.
That's
real
fantastic.
dog coming. I'm very happy we could contribute to that.
Yeah, puppy vision. That's called.
Emma Ray Klein is going to lead off for North Carolina. An inside the park home run got them on the board in the first inning. And you know, we've been talking about Abby Tuttle, who's the catcher for Iowa, but Emma Ray Klein stepped into the catching role this year for this Little League team. The coaches went to her last year and said, hey, we're really going to need a catcher. She said, okay. And, you know, 9 months into catching lessons, here she is.
Yep. Head catcher's a super important position. Kind of the field general. You got to take care of those crazy pitchers in the circle.
It's definitely more than just catching a ball back there. But, you know, she used to play outfield and then turn her into a catcher. They needed one, and she's been unbelievable, Coach Yang said.
Yeah, most improved from last year.
And her dad is the team chef.
Well, that's very important.
So that's good, too.
Yeah, we heard that Steve makes some mean potatoes, is what I was told.
Have to order up a lunch.
Yeah. Klein gets jammed. Mortensen makes the play.
So I talked to him before the game, the chef, and he said the thing about the potatoes was a joke because he made too many of them and people said stop making potatoes. So now it's a running joke that he makes the potatoes but nobody wants them.
Ah. Chris dropping the knowledge. That's the real inside scoop on the tater myth.
We should have a cook-off between all the different regions and teams because they all have different specialties, right? So you can have Louisiana cooking a little gumbo.
Cajun.
You should have Iowa and North Carolina cook their flares, probably some barbecue in North Carolina, I would assume. But that would be really cool. Especially the teams that are the international teams. What would their flair be? What would Mexico cook? What would the Philippines cook?
Italy definitely some pasta.
Oh, I could get... See, that's the type of bracket that we need. No ice cream bracket. Just
best local food?
Yes. There you go. Tried 10 different things. Got to be careful what I ask for, I think, up here, though.
Yeah.
Amanda, if I got you some spam masubi that the Hawaiian team cooks, would you eat that?
I would try it. And then I'm not scared to try it by myself, but I would encourage you guys to try it too.
I want to know if you can have like spicy mustard on your spam.
I think that would be taboo. I don't know.
I don't know. Or if you have to use a little soy sauce.
I think you should work on that, Chris.
I'll find you one.
Sackler goes down and gets it. Mortensen was having to come across her body to make that grab.
That's hit up to end of the bat by Sackler. Outside pitch, hits it the other way, and Aggie Mortensen tries to backhand that ball. At least knocks it down. Good effort by Mortensen. It's going to go down as a hit, will not go down as an error.
Two hits now for North Carolina as Kennedy Fisher comes up next, the number 9 hitter. Both of Kennedy's hits here at the World Series were against Louisiana. She was 2 for 3 with an RBI.
She plays some mean defense out in center field. Covers more ground in center field than anyone Coach Yang has ever laid eyes on at this level.
Lays down a nice bunt. Cusack comes up to get it, and the runner advances.
Second baseman, number 14, Lauren Vanderpool.
Back to the top of the order. We know what Lauren Vanderpool did the last time she was at the plate. Just a little inside the park home run. No big deal.
Yeah, she definitely has some speed. She got around those bases so fast. Her turns were really good, too. Yeah. Didn't slow down at each base to make the turn, rounded well.
The coaches told us when she gets on, she just makes things happen. Like run scoring.
Yeah, she's a spark plug.
High into the air goes Vanderpool. And Osborne under it. Hey, you know what? We're giving out dogs here. Your dad said you could get one. It's happening. Way to go.
Softball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance.
It's a lot of work. Takes a lot of good softball to make it to the Little League Softball World Series here in Portland, Oregon. 10 teams got the job done. North Carolina and Iowa are 2 of those representing the Southeast and the Central regions at the Little League Softball World Series. And now both of these teams with a chance to make the semifinals tomorrow.
Number 17, Caitlin Lever.
You start feeling that pressure when the postseason comes. Amanda, you got to do a regional out in Waco. I mean, that pressure is there to get here to Portland.
You want to so bad, and sometimes the nerves and expectations takes over more than just that loose, free feeling whenever you play your best.
Both North Carolina and Iowa went undefeated in their regionals to qualify here.
But it's the experience, too, that you want. You want to be able to have that experience where you're able to work through the nerves, because if you continue to play the sport or any sport, you're going to feel that adrenaline and those big-time nerves in the big game. And the more that you can learn how to manage them and feel them and be okay with them, the more success that you're going to have in the big game. So it's great that they're getting the chance to work through it now at age 11 and 12.
Yeah, all of the young athletes you see cannot have turned 13 before January 1st of this year. That's the age range that we're looking at. Strikeout for Shane.
Second baseman number 2, Maggie Mortensen.
Going down the outside corner, a little bit of drop to it. Still hanging on that arm side.
Campbell Shane, her dad, is the pitching coach. Josh Shane calling the pitches for North Carolina.
And she's got that long, aggressive stride, the way she gets off that pitching rubber, gets out toward that 8-foot circle. Good mechanics, good hip angle, and then just really allows that arm to come through as a pendulum and snap through. And you know, a lot of young kids will try to push the ball at this age. She really allows that arm to come through slot and snap it out. Decelerates the upper arm, accelerates the lower arm. That's where you pick up your velocity.
Steve Yang, their manager, told us, you know, she's really been one of the main factors in them getting this far because she's been so consistent. And she's one of those players, she'll tell it like it is. She is tough in the circle. How about back-to-back strikeouts?
And she uses that drop ball to pick up the first one of the inning and shoots it down arm side low and out. Now this one's going to be a curveball to the lefty. Lefty-lefty matchup, so tough. She just runs that pitch through the zone. Just runs it right away from Mortensen.
Here comes Lauren Osborne, the shortstop. Had a hit in the last 2 games for Iowa. Her favorite TV show, Fixer Upper. Me too. I like that one.
Speaking of Waco.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I love it. The fans are all they're giving each other a hard time for not fielding ground balls that hit off the the top of the dugout.
I love it. You'll see the kids just sprint to wherever
Yes.
a foul ball goes because you get to keep it.
Not a bad little souvenir for your time here at Alpenrose.
Strikeouts in a row for Campbell Shane. 4 for the day.
This time looked like she was using a little screwball. Pitch moving away from a right-handed hitter. She is working both sides of the plate so well.
The Game Grant Initiative has distributed over $4 million to local Little League programs, providing funding, facility repairs and improvement, and to expand or establish softball, Challenger Division, and Urban Initiative programs. For more information, visit littleleague.org/growthegame. 10 teams from all over the world made their way here to Portland, Oregon for the Little League Softball World Series. The top 8 teams playing today, North Carolina and Iowa battling in the top of the 3rd.
Such a cool part of the World Series is that you get to play international teams and teams from all over the U.S. too. I always thought that was so cool. You know, especially at 11 and 12, you're used to playing teams within your area or within your state, but to get to play teams outside your state and outside of your country, It's a really unique opportunity.
Hear them speaking different languages.
Yeah.
Team from Italy, obviously Canada, be speaking English, but Philippines, a lot are here, and it's really cool.
Maybe make a few new friends, especially with social media and how easy it is to be pen pals these days. It's not really pen pals anymore. You're not writing each other. Well, maybe they are writing each other letters, but just
Old
follow
school.
each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
Gets the job done.
That's right.
Three balls and a strike to Campbell Shane. She walked her first time up against Ava Husak. Everybody wants to get a chance for a foul ball, watch some good softball. I love seeing the younger crowd in the audience, too, watching these girls play. Second walk of the day for Campbell Shane. I think North Carolina is going to use a special... No, I'm sorry. They're going to have a pinch hitter.
Number 39,
Arabelle Schulenberger will bat with a runner on in the 3 spot. We do have minimum mandatory play, so you will see every player on these rosters get a chance to bat. Schulenberger's hitting .500 this week. She's got 4 hits, went 3 for 3 against Canada with 2 RBI.
Comes in doing a good job, making sure she's laying off pitches out of the zone. Just as I say that, she goes upstairs, chases one up.
She's ready for that hitter's count. 2-1.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to get a good pitch to hit right now.
Yeah. And then Husak snuck that up her pitch past her.
These players fill out questionnaires for us, and on Arabelle's questionnaire, she told us that Coach Yang has a sassy attitude and she likes to watch him coach.
It's very observant.
First strikeout for Ava Husak today.
Husak behind early, but gets that pitch in the upper half of the zone, picks up the strikeout. Big first out of the inning.
This is Riley Haggis up for the second time, walked in the first. Husak has walked 3 today. Didn't have a walk in her last appearance, in her last game.
I think she just looks like she's ready to hit when she's up there. She looks confident. She looks locked in. She's in her legs. She's loose.
She's got that open stance toward the back of the box. Yeah, she just looks very athletic.
This is her first time playing with Rowan Little League. Oh, there's the snow cones. Snow cone or ice cream? It's a hard choice. One of the dilemmas faced here at the World Series.
You might think that those who are lactose intolerant might go for the shaved ice, but that's not always the case.
Not when you're forced to eat ice cream on TV.
Like the person to my left over here.
Took one for the team. What is he pouring on top of that?
I didn't see any of us bending your arm last year.
No, I'll do it. I love ice cream. That's the problem. I love it. Alvin Rose is a working dairy farm, so they make their own ice cream here.
Yeah, that's a little bit of extra love on the top there. I think
that
it's
looks good. Yeah, follow her.
A little bit of drizzle.
There's 2 spoons in that.
Come up here.
That looks really good.
Haggis goes down for it. Phillips' throw is too high. Runners will hold up in scoring position. That'll be an error on the throw.
Man, Haggis hits this off the very end of her bat, and Avery Phillips has a lot of time to make the throw, but she just releases it too late, holds on to it, tries to force it, doesn't get on top of it, be able to hit her first baseman's chest.
So now it's 2 in scoring position for Kinley Dextrays. Kinley is part of the famous duo Lex and Dex. They make bead bracelets for the team. They're good luck. She needs that good luck now with runners on second and third.
Defense pulled in. Trying to cut runs down at home. Jab by Tuttle to keep that ball from going back and possibly run scoring, but Central team pulled up. Trying to come home if there's a ground ball to the infield with just 1 out.
This next pitch will be the 25th pitch of this inning for Ava Husak. High bouncer, rolls foul.
Good job by Husak and Phillips to talk about that. Look at the spin, let it go. Foul.
Full count for Kinley Dextrays. Shane on third, Haggis at second. Bases loaded. 4th walk today by Husak.
We also have our first visit from out.
Right? All right, what's the ball doing? Down and what? In, so that's front side, all right? Stay through it, find the target, right knee, all right? Force out at home, all right? Get it home, or force out at home. Ground ball, we're going home to Tuttle for a force out. Here we go, come on.
Joe Husak, the manager of Iowa, out to talk to his infield. You got to make sure you know the situation, know where you're going.
And I always like that as a pitcher. If it looked like I was struggling a little bit, I think every pitcher is going to be a little bit different, but I wanted somebody to give me just one little mechanic that I could think about, focus on, and be like, all right, if I do this one thing, my pitches are going to get better, and I'm going to be able to get out of this.
Yeah, basically what Coach is saying is, kick that leg behind, keep your hips open. When your hips are open, it allows that arm to come through. And when that hip is early, arm pops off it, and that ball's going to drop low and away to a lefty, obviously, for this right-handed pitcher now.
2 strikes in a row now from Husak to Cadence Lane.
Joe Husak, he knows his daughter. She's out there pitching. He can talk with her with a little bit more like, come on, you know what you're doing here. Move those hip out of the way. You can get it done. Control comes from your ability to have good mechanics.
Shane is on third, Haggis at second, and Dex Trays at first for Lane.
Part of it too, look at her pitch count. She's up to 81 pitches. When you get tired, those hips become a little bit slower in the way. They're not cleared.
Got a baby, Lane. Good job.
There's no limit on the number of pitches you can throw. It's just a limit on the number of innings you can throw in Little League softball. Max is 12 in a day. So Andy Evans is going to come in as a special pinch runner. Each team gets 2 of those per game, and you can use one once per inning. She'll be at first. It's high, and they walk in a run. 2-0 North Carolina. Still just 1 out here in the top of the third. Brings us to the catcher, Emma Ray Klein.
North Carolina has a really big opportunity right now to try to bust this thing open. Bases loaded, less than 2 outs.
Two balls and a strike to Klein. Rolls it past Husak, and Mortensen will make the toss to first, but another run comes home. 3-0 North Carolina.
That's a good decision by Mortensen to go ahead and go to first and get the out. That ball was a slow roller. It's a slow developing play. It would have been a tough out at home plate, and you can see that Maggie Mortensen, she's got to make this read. Look at the way she's going to come out of it. She looks at home, and then she decides, nope, I don't think I have a chance. The runner was about 10 feet away from home plate, so I think that's a good decision. Go ahead and get it out, even though another run is going to score for North Carolina.
Pinch hitter for Rowan Little League, Carmen Fries, up now. 2 runners in scoring position.
I mean, you got to give North Carolina a lot of credit for taking these balls. The walks that Husak has issued, there's somebody on the other side, too, watching those pitches in, deciding that they're balls and not to swing at it. There's been a lot of close pitches, too, but North Carolina overall has been really patient against her and made her work. Look at her pitch count now. 91 pitches, and we're not even through 3 innings.
41 pitches in this inning.
Pitches like that, 2 strikes. That's an in-at-bat adjustment by Freeze. She swung at a pitch up and out of the zone. Just the pitch before, Cusack goes right back to that pitch to see if she can get her for the strikeout, and she takes it.
There's the strikeout and out number 3. 2 runs come across for North Carolina here in the 3rd. They lead by 3. Well, the kids from Polk City, Iowa are playing in the Little League Softball World Series, but what about their parents? You know, they played here before, and it was so cool that the Iowa parents got together and sent us some pictures of them when they were this age playing softball and baseball.
It's lovely. I love it. Mortensen, that's Maggie's mom. Joe Cusack, who played. Teresa Phillips, Avery's mom.
I love that shot of Teresa. Just casual, sitting in the grass with my bat and glove.
And the good old socks, too, where there weren't stirrups, but the socks had a built-in stirrup. So it was just already on the sock.
Oh, I remember that phase. I did not like those.
Allison Baker with a quick swing, but there's Kennedy Fisher on it.
Made it easy to get ready.
Yes.
You know, you just had 1 step instead of 2, putting on the stirrup over the sock.
And it's a rough life.
Those stirrups, though, the 2-piece ones, they moved on my feet too often. I didn't like them as much.
Oh, really? I preferred that.
They look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Avery Phillips.
One strike. One. Ball.
Yeah, you know, Iowa needs to realize and take advantage of the fact that they're just down by 3 runs, and the fact that North Carolina keeps threatening but has just pushed across 3 runs, and all the traction, the traffic that they've gotten on base, only scored those 3. Remember, Campbell Shane is yet to give up an earned run in this tournament.
Yep. And she's throwing like it as well.
Ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And she's just had that 1 base on balls that she's given up.
Fifth strikeout for Campbell Shane. Thursday, the Little League World Series gets underway from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, with an opening round quadruple header. Our coverage will start at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and we'll cover all the games for you. You can see all 4 of them also streaming live on the ESPN app if you're on the go.
Go, Sweet, go.
We've already seen some nice pitching performances. Campbell Shane has given a nice performance in the circle here for North Carolina. We saw Bridget Bowling strike out 10 for Oregon in our first game to help them get to the semifinals.
And of course, Bowling, another lefty. Lefties are just having a day today thus far. More lefties, I think, that we get to see a little bit later.
That's right.
Yep. We have 2 more games for you after this one.
And Shane just has such good command of both sides of the plate. She can throw it at the knees on the inside corner to a righty, at the knees on the outside corner to a righty. Just works both sides of the plate pretty evenly. And then when she wants to go up, she can. Wants to change speed, she can. It's very well-rounded.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Back-to-back strikeouts. North Carolina has faced the minimum in every inning.
Shane, the lefty, getting it done, working that outside corner. A little bit of bend, but Shane leading this team.
Back to 2015, a team you might be familiar with, Rowan Little League. They were here at the Little League Softball World Series and defeated Rhode Island for the 2015 World Series Championship. Rowan County scored all of their runs, all 4 of them in the first inning. They held on to that lead to win 4-2 over Rhode Island. And a lot of these players playing for this year's North Carolina team remember watching that run and that championship win, and they wanted to do it themselves. And here they are with a chance to do it. A 3-0 lead in the quarterfinals of the Little League Softball World Series. Manager Steve Yang was there with his other daughter, Ellen. She was playing for that 2015 team, and now he's back as the manager of this North Carolina team with his other daughter, Ashley.
Well, it was interesting when we were talking with him yesterday, and he mentioned how last year the team not making it here was devastating. 5 members of that team that lost out and did not make it to the Little League World Series worked very hard to make sure that this program got back and continued those winning ways. And you can tell there's a lot of effort put in by Rowan Little League all the way around, with all the teams, all the girls working very hard to get it done.
Lexi Ritchie is leading off for this Rowan Little League team out of Salisbury, North Carolina. Yeah, they were upset by Tennessee, one of the biggest upsets, they said, in regionals last year, and did not make it to Portland. Ritchie pops up, it'll drop foul.
Yeah, you definitely say that Rowan Little League is one of the strongest little leagues in the country, in the U.S. Just year in and year out, their goal is to get here. Their expectation for their Little League program is to be here, and most years not just get here, but to contend to win it all.
Yeah, they've been here 4 out of the last 5 years. That's pretty solid. Lexi Ritchie with a pretty solid hit. She's safe at first. Well, we talked about Ellen, who played in that 2015 team. She's in the stands cheering on her sister, Ashley.
She is. Ashley's like the most excited one to be here because she had to sit where Ellen's sitting 4 years ago when you won the championship. As you walked into Alpen Rose, what kind of memories kind of flash back through your brain?
It was just great memories. Felt so good just to be back in this area.
As someone who's won it before, what does it take to bring home the championship?
It takes fight and just love for the game.
Your sister said that you help her a lot, so what's been your biggest advice to Ashley?
Just take in every moment and enjoy everything.
Your dad was your coach then as well. What was it like playing under your dad?
Well, he's coached me like my whole life, so it was normal, and it was good to have him there on the field with me.
Is he tough on you guys?
Yes.
Do you have any good stories of like a time that maybe he was toughest on you?
Let's go. There she is. Let's go, kid.
Well, this year in school ball, if I made a bad hit, he would make me do burpees in the dugout in front of everybody.
That's rough, Coach Yang. Was your sister nervous at all coming into today?
I think she was, yes. But she was excited to be a player this time.
What do you say to kind of get her in the groove and calm her down?
Just relax and have fun and just play the game like you always do.
Well, I appreciate the time. Enjoy it and cheer on.
Thank you.
Guys.
So cool that Ellen is here watching her little sister Ashley play, where she won a title. Burpees in the dugout.
Wow.
That sounds terrible. I'm not a burpee fan.
But memorable.
I'm not either. Yes. Burpees always leave an impression.
Is anybody a burpee fan? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. You're right. They're quite terrible.
Maybe there's got to be somebody out there actually that likes them.
Yeah. Let us know. Well, North Carolina has a runner on third now. Kennedy Fisher is over there with just 1 out, and Campbell Shane at the plate.
How about Lexi Ritchie starting off this inning? Her first hit of the World Series. And a spark plug for her team.
Oh, great hit by Campbell Shane. Rolls it to right. A run will score. 4-0 North Carolina.
Campbell Shane is legit. She is the unicorn, as you talk about it, Amanda. The ability to be a hitting pitcher She controls in the circle, and now look, opportunity to pick up an RBI, and she does just that, whacks that ball right into the outfield, and puts another big run-up on the board for this Rowan Little League team.
All right. You did everything you could do. All right, Phillips, let's go. You're up. Hey.
Good job, Ava.
Good job. I know you're tired. Let's go. Hey, we got 1 out. All right. Get a force out of 2. Here we go.
So Iowa is going to make a pitching change. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. New pitcher in the circle for Iowa. They are going to call on Avery Phillips to try to help them.
Yeah, Avery Phillips, dream job to be an interior designer. I could use her. And favorite sports team, the Chicago Cubs. They're not from too far away, being there in Iowa.
Probably a Joe Madden fan company.
Ball rolls away from Abby Tuttle, and Schulenberger will advance to second. Burrell takes a cut. 2 balls and a strike. Back at Phillips goes Harrell. It rolls to the grass. Schulenberger coming around, and she is tagged by Tuttle. They get 2. Defense with a spark.
Could be exactly what they need to take this defensive momentum into their bats. Simmons' throw to Tuttle home. Tuttle's throw to Mortensen for the tag. 2 outs, 1 play.
Was Madeline Simmons leading off the inning today, and she's got a special fan in the crowd. Her mom is here today, which is a nice surprise because her mom actually works for the Iowa National Guard and spent 10 months in Afghanistan, so she missed almost all of the All-Star season. She came back before districts and has been able to watch her daughter play. I talked to the mom before the game. She says it's meant everything for their season to continue and for her to be able to watch her daughter, because overseas there's no streaming because of the 10-hour time difference. She's only able to talk to her once a week. So the fact that she's here being able to cheer her on has meant everything to her daughter as well.
How cool is that? We are so glad she is here. We thank her for her service. And you know it's fun that she's getting to see her daughter play at the World Series.
It's awesome.
Simmons is hitting .231 this week. She's got 3 hits here in Portland. A couple of RBI.
And just got to watch her make that incredible throw home, too, for the out. Part of that double play.
Yeah, and our coaches were saying that she's fast. In fact, really, really fast, quicker than probably both boys and girls at the school for her age level.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Drops into the glove of Haggis.
I remember those days whenever you got to beat all the boys, and then, 'cause, you know, the girls are growing up a little bit faster than the boys, and then it reaches a certain point where that's really not the case as much anymore. In elementary school, though, it's like, hey, do you want to race?
Yeah, exactly.
You got beat by a girl.
Pinch hitter Ava Kudelka has yet to reach here in Portland, looking for that first hit.
Campbell Shane just continuing to do so well out there. Work ahead in counts. 6 strikeouts that she's had so far. And not giving up any walks.
Well, she retired first time through the lineup, retired him in order. She had 3 1-2-3 innings. It's super impressive.
One ball, one strike.
Not that I'm trying to jinx her or anything, but
Shh, Michelle.
I love her walk. She's got that swagger. She looks back at her dugout and her team, picks up her sign, goes to work. Good rhythm.
She's got great mechanics. She's smooth. She lets her drag work for her, and all of her body and her mechanics work for her. So important to not work against yourself as a pitcher. And
Strikeout number 7.
I've seen her use both sides of the plate and then also be able to spin the ball up with a rise ball.
Well, when you keep your hitters guessing, not being able to pick a location to attack, just makes it a lot harder to hit.
Central number 20, Quinn Vera.
Iowa's going to sub in Quinn Narum to come in and pitch hit here. 2 outs, nobody on. It's been hard to read Campbell Shane today. Iowa hasn't gotten a good feel for her just yet.
There's only been 1 ball hit out of the infield against her. Allison Baker hit a fly ball to center field, but that's been it.
She's now thrown a first pitch strike to 8 of the 12 batters she's faced. Shane ahead, 0-2. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's number 8. Things are looking pretty good for Campbell Shane in North Carolina. Extend a special thank you to its official sponsors like Cigna and Lance Sandwich Crackers, who help maintain the strength and leadership of the Little League program. Little League would also like to thank its dedicated volunteers who make the program a special experience for millions of children. It takes a lot of volunteers to keep Little League rolling. All the umpires you see in all of our games are volunteering their time here at the Little League Softball World Series in Portland, Oregon. North Carolina up 4-0 on Iowa. Winner of this game is moving on to the semifinals. Courtney Lyle, Amanda Scarborough, Michelle Smith with you all day as we cover the quarterfinals. We've got you all the way to the championship on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
That's good, Riley, good.
This is Riley Haggis leading off the 5th for North Carolina. They started this game off with a bang. It was Lauren Vanderpool, the very first batter, led off with an inside-the-park home run. Then they scored 2 runs in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd without getting a hit in that inning.
And ironically, last inning they had 3 hits and scored the 1 run.
Yep.
Because of that really good defensive play by the Central team to get out of the inning. A little crazy.
Haggis back at Phillips.
Yeah, and every position in the batting order has gotten on base. Haggis hits this ball well, and Avery Phillips fields her position even better. Avery Phillips, who started the game over at third base and then moved into the pitching circle, she's used to balls being hit at her that hard over there at the hot corner.
Yeah, didn't panic. She was really calm. It's been sunny skies all day. We've got a little bit of a breeze now this afternoon. They had some rain earlier in the week. A rain delay on Saturday night during pool play. All of this started up last Wednesday here at Alpenrose. Kinley Dextrays walked in the 3rd inning. Her favorite food is a quesadilla. Delicious. They'll say she went. Count even at 2-2. High hopper back to the glove of Phillips.
How about the fact that this North Carolina team raised over $20,000 in 1 week to be able to help
crazy.
out families to be able to get here? They had sponsorships. They panhandled in front of Walmart. They panhandled in front of the American Legion Baseball. Plus, the city and government helped with sponsorships.
I mean, it's a quick turnaround from the time you realize, hey, we won regionals. Now we have to get to Portland, which for North Carolina on the other side of the country, of course.
$20,000 from the communities of Salisbury and Morrisville.
Well, it speaks volumes to the support. Obviously, not just financial, but emotional, all of it. And winning those championships in the past helps a little bit as well.
Avery Phillips getting some defensive work in the circle, too.
Campbell Shane for North Carolina, the lefty, getting the start in this quarterfinal game, and man, she has been outstanding. Been able to work both sides of the plate really well, Michelle.
8 strikeouts in the game so far. She's just been mowing down. She's a machine from that left side. Going up, going down, left and right. And not to mention she has an RBI to add to her tally. So she can rip it and she can grip it.
Campbell Shane with 8 Ks. Lauren Vanderpool had an inside the park home run to start this thing. And now here we are in the 5th inning. Nobody has gotten on, no hits for this Iowa team. There's always something good to eat here at Little League. Hamburgers, I saw them cooking onions earlier this morning for the hamburgers when we got here, like 9. There's not a lack of food.
No. I could kind of smell the hamburgers cooking earlier,
yeah.
too.
Ballpark food of choice?
Yes.
Burger.
I'd say a burger.
Ooh.
You know what's been so good about Shane, too, is that it's not mattered if there's a right-handed hitter up or a left-handed hitter up. She's still able to work both sides of the plate. She keeps them guessing.
And elevates that pitch just enough. I wouldn't say it's as much a rise ball as it is a high fastball, but I love the fact that it's all about locates. And when you have good ability to locate pitches in this age group, you're going to be dominating in the circle. And so I know, Amanda, when I work with young pitchers, I talk about ability to hit the 4 corners, locate pitches, and then change speeds, and you're going to be successful.
Elise Ingebretson now pinch hitting for Iowa. Shane has struck out the last 3 batters swinging.
And Shane was a part of that team last year that lost out to Tennessee and didn't get a chance to play here. So she's grown a lot over the past year. In fact, Coach Yang said that she's probably grown the most of the returning players from the previous year.
And she's been one that's been talking about coming back here, too. Not just for the ice cream, but to play.
That's right. The trophy, then the ice cream.
Yeah. I tried the cookie dough on Saturday. It was excellent.
How many different flavors are there here?
I don't know. There's a whiteboard with it, with them all written down. We'll have to go count. I didn't count. I'm going to say at least 10. It's a wide variety. Lauren Osborne rolls it to center. First time that Iowa has reached that ends the perfect game hunt for Campbell Shane.
Osborne just drills that ball right back up the middle. Not too big of a swing, just gets to contact, keeps her head on that hit. Shoots it right past Shane and through the middle of the field for breaking up that perfect game.
Man, that's the second time she's been so close to a perfect game twice now. She was one strike away against Louisiana. Struck out 11. That was during pool play. Allison Baker 0 for 1, popped up to center.
Shane's pitch count is good too. She's at 67 pitches here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Usually like to say 10 to 12 pitches an inning is like outstanding. So she's within that range.
And she has all these strikeouts too.
Yeah.
And she has such a good pitch count.
So obviously a minimum of 3 pitches at least for strikeouts. And a lot of times strikeout pitchers will have, or power pitchers will have a little bit higher pitch count, but she's done a good job of going right at the hitters.
Allison Baker following suit. Osborne goes to center. Baker goes to center. 2 on.
Baker just going to get extended on a pitch that's up in the zone, but not high enough or out of the zone enough. And so Baker catches up with that, barrels it up, puts it out on the green. Back-to-back hits now for this Central team, trying to make something happen here in this 5th inning.
Brings us to the pitcher, Avery Phillips. Started over at third base today before stepping in the circle in relief.
We've had almost a pickoff here.
Yeah. Oh, the ball came out on the tag. So Osborne will be safe at third, and meanwhile Baker scampers over to second.
Well, very lucky with the way this ended for the Central team from Iowa, because it looked like they were going to run themselves out of the inning. And look at the way this throw comes over from the shortstop, Dexrace Delane, and it just pops out of the glove. So Iowa now with runners at second and third.
This game could change real quick here.
Well, think about too, we've already seen, what, 5 out of the park home runs hit? Out of park home run, even against this wind, would be pretty tough, but would be a big swing in this game.
Yeah, it looks like the wind's blowing across the field from left to right. And now it kind of shifted. It's hard to tell. 2-2 to Phillips. Strikeout. Number 10. Threat eliminated. North Carolina leads 4-0. That's the team from Oregon. They beat Pennsylvania this morning 2-0, and now North Carolina trying to hold on here to face Oregon in the semifinals. We still have 2 more quarterfinal games for you later today. We'll move over to ESPN News for those 2 games. Top of the 6th inning. Andy Evans steps in to pinch hit. North Carolina leading 4-0. North Carolina has been aggressive from the start, and they've looked pretty comfortable today. There's a lot of pressure on these teams.
Especially this North Carolina team, when they won it in 2015, they came back also in 16, but suddenly felt the pressure of being the defending champs. But it's interesting now seeing them back with that chip on their shoulder because of losing to Tennessee last year.
In the regionals, yeah, they did not make it here. They've been thinking about that one for a little while.
Yeah, but Coach Yank said that this team reminds him a lot of the 2015 team. Where, you know, in 2015, they came in with the attitude of, hey, let's just do our best and see what happens. And then they kept winning and winning and winning, and they won it all. And then in 2016, they came and they put pressure on themselves and ended up losing the semifinals. Big disappointment that year.
Well, when you talk to Coach, too, he says that we're all about pitching and defense. Obviously, with Campbell Shane in the circle, you can see him saying that. But their offense has been really good as well. They're just a very balanced team. On cue as we talk about offense.
Get it, Avery.
Yeah, how about Avery Phillips making sure that she ends in a good position. Look at her glove is in front of her so she can protect herself. And for pitchers, that's what it's all about. That glove, when you finish your pitch, needs to be in front of your body so that you can catch a comebacker like that. Like it's no big deal. Look at the way this ball comes back. Gloves in position. Boom. I can catch it and record the out.
She's made the last 4 outs, guys.
Yeah, I think she's, like any out that she's made since she's been in the circle, I think it's back at her.
Back to her, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Going from the hot corner to the hot circle.
Yeah. This is a shorter pitching distance, too, than we see in the college stage. It's a 40-foot pitching distance. So it's coming back hot.
Well, and that was a nice job by Evans to barrel that ball up.
Freeze in the sky.
Avery Phillips is going to track down that ball, though. She wants to make every out. Had the wind not been blowing, it would have gone to her. But the wind is blowing so hard in that it started to carry towards the first base dugout.
Southeast number 6, Lexi Ritchie.
And here comes Lexi Ritchie, who got her first hit this week in the 4th inning today. Lexi's one of the smaller players, but, you know, we already got one kid a puppy today. If she were to go yard, she gets a golden retriever.
Oh.
It's a fact. There's out number 3. Last chance coming for Iowa. A spot in the semifinals on the line. Sports Center 6 Eastern after PTI with Sage and Kevin. They'll have more on the best matchups of the NBA season, including how the West can be won. Plus the Yankees chasing baseball's best record this afternoon and why Saquon Barkley believes in Eli Manning. Sports Center after PTI on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Daniel Jones talk.
No.
Eli.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Alpen Rose. This is the last chance for this Iowa team. And Jada Landy leading off, the number 9 hitter. Spot in the semifinals up for grabs. Winner of this one plays Oregon tomorrow. Campbell Shane had a perfect game working until that 5th inning. Gave up a couple of singles, but she was really stumping these Iowa hitters. And that's number 11. Most strikeouts in a game this World Series.
Center fielder number 5, Maddie Simmons.
Top of the order for Iowa, down to their final 2 outs. Simmons rolls it to Vanderpool. 2 away.
We've seen a couple of great pitching performances today. A couple of lefties getting it done. Bridget Bowling and now Campbell Shane has just been lights out. It's been they've been fun to watch. Move the ball through the zone.
And she's faced 19 batters, 11 strikeouts, no walks for Campbell Shane.
Impressive.
Only 1 walk this entire tournament.
Wow.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah. They played 4 games of pool play before they got to this point, the bracket portion of the tournament.
And still no earned runs against her in this tournament.
Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Ava Husak. With a strikeout. 12 strikeouts gets the job done. Campbell Shane and North Carolina going to the semis.
So much confidence in all of her pitches. She was able to hit every single corner of the quadrant throughout this game. You just tell that she's out there having fun, and she is so confident in the preparation that she had leading up to this tournament to believe in herself and just go out and have fun.
Great mechanics, ability to move that ball. The curve ball was outstanding today, really running away from those lefties.
Faced 20 batters, struck out 12 of them, only allowed 2 hits, and North Carolina gets the win 4-0. They will face Oregon in the semifinals tomorrow. We'll come back and talk to this North Carolina team. Finals with a 4-0 win over Iowa. They're going to face Oregon tomorrow. The Little League Grow the Game